Alright, hi there. My name is Carol Dog Tomlinson. How you doing? Now, I'm going to tell you about my education, my story of respite, voluntary work. Just going to get you out. It might take a while, but I'll try my very best to get it out for you. My lighting is on just now and it's looking amazing. So, let me tell you about education first. So, when I was younger, I went to a school called primary school. I'm not telling you the name of the school because you might work it out where I live. And then school life was great, and as you done whenever you were a child, and stories I remember. Whenever I was younger and I went to that school, I remember my first girlfriend in that school, but you've heard that story and that's on a video, so if you want to check that out, of being gay and everything, go and check that video out now. I'll leave a link to it up below. But school life was great, and I had a teacher called Mrs. Ross. She was one of the best teachers, really. One of the best teachers. And I remember whenever I was younger, me and another friend, can't remember his name, we used to steal, right, let me just get this sorted right. What the teacher used to give us is cola bottles, fizzy cola bottles, if we done all our work good. And me and another friend would, while she was at the classroom, go and steal the sweeties out her door. Mind you, we were arranged, we didn't really care. Anywho's, I ended up getting moved schools, and I can tell you what school I went to now because it doesn't matter where I live now because you will only work it out. So the school I went to after that was Mary Ruswell in Paisley, Scotland. And I moved whenever I was younger, so I would have been in primary. Primary was great, it was good times until I got myself in trouble, didn't I? Oh dear. So, but yeah, primary was good, and then it was secondary school, and I did get, telling you all this, why am I telling you all this? I did get suspended twice in secondary school. One for it was my fault, and the second time it wasn't my fault. So I'll tell you what happened the first time. First time, it was there was an ICT, and that's computing, as if you don't know what that is. And the teacher was being a right moody crabbit git, and I just felt like, we did go on, because she was a good teacher, but she was being a right crabby git at this time. And I remember that I just couldn't be bothered with it, obviously, and I got a business card. And if you don't know what a business card is, I will show you. A business card, I folded it up like this, right, and I stuck it in her hair, like that, right, and she was like, "Get out my class," but screaming from the top of her lungs, right out, and you should have heard the noise. I will never forget it as long as I live, right. It was one of the worst noises. But in the way out, cause like them days I was bad, I flung I flung the chair at a teacher, and it was her that I done it to. So it got me suspended on it. So after that, they decided there was a place called Cambase in the school, and they decided I would be put on a behaviour sheet. So the behaviour sheet was like a piece of paper, and it had wee squares, and it would say the days and your classes or whatever, and you had to get tens all week, each class, to win a prize at the end of the week, which I never really done. Probably got tens one week and that was that, and I never ever got tens again. Anyway, and then the second time that I got suspended wasn't my fault, it was somebody else's fault. I can't remember exactly what happened, but I do remember that it wasn't good. I'm laughing about it now, you know. Anyways, then I went into fourth year. Fourth year was a good time. You know, I got on with a good teacher, and you know, we spoke about everything, you know, I still remember her. I'm not mentioning her name because why would you? You know? She was one of the best teachers. Really was. She was a principal teacher, but she was also a teacher, and she was, to be perfectly honest, one of my favourite teachers in the school. Could talk to her about anything. It was great. And then fifth year, I stayed on and I finished school by 6th year. Fifth year was good, and it was best years of my life, you know, because at that point I wasn't on behaviour sheet. I turned around my behaviour, it was great. I just stopped being so stupid, you know, and probably my favourite subject while I was in 5th and 6th year, but not in secondary, only in 5th and 6th year, was maths. No maths, was it maths? No, Christ, could have done that wrong in it. No, it was English. So, yep, that was, and the teacher was amazing. She said to me one day, "Cow dog." She never called me cow dog. She called me my own name. I'm not saying it on this because I don't want you to know. "Cow dog, does anybody ever tell you you talk nonsense?" I says, "Aye, you." And I says to her, "Miss, has anybody ever told you you talk nonsense?" She says, "Aye, you." So, times like that you just want, you know, as in 6th year came, and what we would try and do in a class, maybe in English or say, we'd try and get all the work done as soon as we can into the season or the year, so that later on in the year we could just sit and talk to the teacher and it would be great. So that was like the best times of my life. And then I moved, and then after schools, in fact, before we finished from school area, we did go a trip to Belgium and Holland. Oh, fantastic trip, by the way. Belgian chocolate. I still remember it now. I remember one day on the holiday, because it was a holiday, you know, we went a residential trip. I remember one day, and it was still keeping my memory from now because it's affected me in so many ways. I was in the shower, and obviously I never put a towel down because you don't at that age, do you? You just go on with it. Anyway, I came out the shower and I slipped and down I went. I couldn't get up. It was in pain, it was sore. Tell that's affected me now in my adult life and whatever else. For most of my time, my left foot, leg, knee, whatever, has been sore ever since that accident happened. my back, at the lower back, I've got a trapped nerve and sciatica going down the legs. That is how much it's caused pain-wise. I shouted on my friend and says, I can't get up. I'm stuck down here. The bin, the stool, everything fell over in the toilet. I couldn't get up at all. He couldn't stop laughing. I was like, it's no funny. It really isn't funny. So I had to get the teacher. She came in and she was laughing. Can you not just stand up? Well, if I could stand up, I wouldn't ask to get help, you know what I mean? So, anyways, that's it. That's kind of the stories about school. Then after school, years, I went to college, and it was Reed Care, West College, Scotland, Paisley. And I studied DJing, radio. It was like a course into it all. So it was like it was called the STEP course. I remember that. And I studied DJing, radio, drama, English and maths in it, which was great. And then I finished that course to go on to something else, and I went for hairdressing and beauty in the college, of course, but because of the foot problem of all the years ago from the school, I couldn't stand for too long because I was in pain, so I had to give that course up after a few days. So it took maybe 3 or 4 days and I gave it up. And I was sad because it was a full-time course and I was looking forward to it. So once I left there, I got a wee job, a volunteer job, in a cafe in Paisley called the Wine Centre. And you should know it. If you're from Scotland, you should know these places. And I was a waiter serving food and serving cups of tea. And I remember a wee woman used to come in all the time. She would have a packet of very salted Walker's crisps and a coffee. And I think her name was Janet. I can't remember. I'm sure it was Janet. And then, unfortunately, because of problems with my back and my knees and stuff, and my legs and feet and whatever, I had to give that job up. So off I went and I gave it up. And then I got a volunteer job in the Renfrew YMCA. And yep, that was good. But unfortunately, by the time that everything went through, I had to give that up as well because of personal reasons. I was getting bullied by older people, like older, bullied by teenagers or whatever else that was coming in, just making a fool of me. So kind of had to give that up as well, which is sad because I enjoyed the youth work, you know. So then finally got another job in a volunteering, remember, and a job in a coffee bar. And it's where I am now, still there. I'm not doing so many days as I was, but I was back doing it. In Renfrew North Church, next to the post office in Renfrew. And this is where one of the ladies that go to it made me this. And it was an apron so I could wear it at work. I stopped wearing it for a while, but I probably will get back to doing it again. And also, I also got a volunteer job in the charity shop, and it's the Salvation Army next to the company shop and Matland in Renfrewshire. So that was great. I have went back to college to do a part-time course and it is a drama. I've got my script here. This is what I'm working on at the moment. Now, this script here might look like a mess, but it's not to me. In the pantomime that we're doing this year, I'm playing a fairy, and this is what I've drawn to make it look like my costume. This is what I would like it to be. So that's that. I'm going to give you a wee line out of it. It's Christmas. It's a Christmas show. So in my whole bit, I want a puff smoke, UV lighting, which is purple, and at the end I want blackouts. Okay, so this is what I've got. I'm a little Christmas fairy. Now, remember, I'm going to tell you this. It's slang. It's not your favourite. It's slang, it's Scottish, so here we go. I'm a little Christmas fairy. No, it's not that. Then this wrong. I'm a little fairy on top of the Christmas tree. It's no job I fancy. Well, how would you like to be me? All tarted up with tinsel, enough to make you want to boke, and a couple of jagged branches rammed up the back of your frock. And these wee Christmas lights around me, I can't get my sleep. And here's another yearly visit from Santa, that big fat creep. On Christmas Day, I'm stuck up here while you're all whirling in, and nobody says, "Hey you, up there, could you go and give us a drink of gin?" It's no joke being a fairy. The job is beyond belief. You've got to go into a room, in the Wayne's bed and lift their rotten teeth. But the jobs a fairy gets, and I've mentioned only some. The very worst is sitting up on the tree with pin needles up your bum. When the fairies meet again by light of the silver moon, you can tell the Christmas fairies their wains. I've done this wrong. The ones that can't sit down. The Christmas tree's bonny sight as firelight soft flickers. But think of me stuck up here with needles up my knickers. As soon as Christmas time's by, I'll stop being full of cheer, and I'll go back to fairyland, and I'll see you all next year. So there you go, that's that there. And that's basically what I've got for that. Let's go into Respite now and talk about Respite. So whenever I was younger, I went to a place called Country View in Bridgewere, Scotland. Lovely place. Warriors. And at that point I was put on a 1-to-1 where it meant that somebody had to be with me all the time in case I ran away or whatever else, etc. Now that was good, I enjoyed that. And then I stopped that Respite and I went to a new one, and this is the one I'm at now currently. Going tomorrow, it's exciting. It's called Weaver's Linn, and it's good. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this today. Remember to give the video a like, thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you're new, and also because it's free. And if you click the bell right next to the subscribe button, you'll be notified every time I upload. It's as easy as that. I'll see you in the next video, when that'll be. Probably October for the Bunker series. Ciao Bella, see you later.